Everybody, welcome back to the garage. It's time to do our budget car of the month, and technically I guess we're a little bit late for March, possibly a little bit early for April. I'm not really sure how we want to call that yet. But this is the Tacon Valor monster truck. Tacon? I think it's Tacon. This is the Valor brushed 1/14 scale monster truck. It's four-wheel drive. And honestly, when I received the box, I was expecting a little bit bigger car. The Mini E-Revo, for example, from Traxxas, is a 1/16 scale car. And when I saw the box for this thing, I knew it wasn't as big as I was thinking. The 1/14 scale thing was a little bit misleading to me. I expected it to be a little bit bigger than this. This really reminds me of some of the 18th scale cars. As you can see, it's basically, I don't know, it's maybe a little bit bigger than a Mini Ruckus or a Dramata MT 4.18 or like a Teton, but not much. It's got a little bit bigger tire, a little bit bigger motor, a little bit bigger servo, but it's not really 14th scale. I don't think that's correct. I would say it's more of a 1/17 scale, just looking at this thing. But let's not let that deter us. This is a four-wheel drive. This is the brushed version. First off, the tires are fairly soft for some of these cheaper cars. Typically, you'll get a pretty hard tire. They feel like they're going to hook up at least well enough for our brushed motor system here. Taking a look under the hood at some of the fun stuff. We're going to do the truck first, and then I'll show you what it includes. Obviously, you can see some of the items around the truck here. Pop the hood off, and we've got a 380 motor, so it's just a slightly bigger motor in this truck than you'd find in one of those 18th scale cars I was talking about. You have a metal center drive shaft up the center, this red one. You've got oil-filled coilover shocks, all four corners. They are plastic body, but they are threaded. So that's nice, making easy adjustments, and they feel really pretty good for a cheaper truck. These shocks feel pretty nice. The wheels and tire package here is a 12 millimeter hex, and that way it's going to be easy to interchange different tires and wheels from different cars, you know, if you want to run something else. Again, you're not going to be able to run like big monster truck tires on this thing, but it's going to give you some interchangeability when you're ready to move up. The servo, again, just because it's a little bit bigger, we've got a little bit larger servo here. I would consider that more of a mini servo rather than the micro-sized servos you typically find in a 1/18 scale truck. And that's sort of nice. You also have, I don't know if you can see it or not, there is a spring-loaded steering bell crank in there that appears to be adjustable. Should allow us to tighten that slightly. It looks like you can adjust it anyway. That's going to help reduce stripping that gear or the servo. So that's fairly nice. This truck priced in at $109.95, so just under 110. Just for the sake of the video, I'm going to say 110. But I also had to pay shipping to get this, and the shipping was about $15. So that brought the price of this truck up to $125 to get it to the door. I'm a little bit concerned. There are a few things that I'm not crazy about in the features of the truck here. We'll get to that in a second, though. I want to show you the radio. It's a basic 2.4 system. It's a 2-channel. I mean, it's pretty, like I said, it's basic. You've got your steering dual rate here. You've got your servo reversing on top. And then you've got some dials here that are for your throttle and steering trim adjustments. It takes 4 AA batteries. Again, just a really basic remote, but it is 2.4, so that's nice. It also comes with a 1100 milliamp basic 6-cell battery pack. Now, I have changed the plugs. This truck is ready to go. We're going to go do some speed testing with it, and then we're going to start to run it for the running video. And I've put Dean's plugs on this. This is not how it comes. You get a kind of a Chinese bullet plug. This is the charger that you get. A basic wall charger. This puts out 1500 milliamps. Wait a minute, I'm sorry. 1 amp max, it says. So 1 amp basic wall charger, and you get kind of a weird, it's the like 3.5 millimeter bullet plug on the truck, the battery on the charger. That's going to make it a little bit difficult for some of you who are beginning in RC to find aftermarket batteries that you could use in this truck. You know, again, I've soldered on some Dean's Ultra because this is a common plug. They work well. You're probably going to have to, you know, have a hobby shop do that for you if you don't know how to solder yet. That is one drawback to this truck. Either that or you're going to have to probably order more of the stock battery from their website if you don't want to change the connectors. The other drawback to that connector is you're more stuck using this charger. I don't know of any other charge leads that will allow you to you know, adapt this style of plug that it came with to a nice aftermarket charger. So a definite plug change is in order here, I think. So that's basically what it comes with. Obviously, it has our little owner's manual, and we get a little micro-sized, we get a little toolkit here. We also have a bind plug in there. Basic stuff. Some of the things that I don't, besides the plug was one thing I wasn't crazy about. Easy for me to change, but I've been in the hobby for, you know, a long time. More than 20 years. So, you know, soldering a plug is no big deal. But for the beginner, that could be difficult to deal with. So I wasn't crazy about that. I do like the speed control they give you. This is very much like a hobby wing. Now, I don't know if it is actually a hobby wing, but it's similar to one. You've got a little jumper switch here that allows you to select LiPo compatibility and turn on the LiPo cutoff. It is also waterproof. I don't know if you can see on there, it says waterproof. That's nice. So if you splash through a puddle or something, you're not going to fry your speed control. The truck, though, is not marketed as waterproof at all. The receiver and the servo are not sealed. So, you know, you're probably best to stay out of a lot of the moisture until you do some modifications to that. But that is cool. That's waterproof. Now, some of the things that this truck has, we've got bushings throughout instead of bearings. And that's, again, an attempt to reduce cost for the vehicle. But it is on bushings. We do have metal dog bones, front and rear, but it does not have a universal type dog bone assembly or a universal drive shaft, at least in the front. It's a dog bone in the front as well. So a little bit more budget oriented there. Other things about this truck, we have in the center drive line, you've got up in here and up here, the input cups for the differentials are plastic. So I don't know how much power, if you're going to switch this out to brushless, I don't know how much power that's going to be able to hold. Also, this does not have a slipper clutch assembly. It's a basic input shaft. The spur gear rides on a pin. There's no slipper clutch in there at all. So that's the brush version. And at that price point, some of the features I think maybe are a little bit lacking. When you consider you're $125 to your door, I don't know. We're going to give it a run and see, but, and hopefully it's going to change my mind for me. I'm not sure this is the most cost-effective vehicle in that price range. Sometimes you get something like this that might disappoint you a little bit with the features or the specs or whatever, and you go out and you drive it, and it just kind of wins you over. You know what I mean? Those things happen all the time in this hobby. I bought numerous cars and airplanes and so on and so forth that, at first I was like, I probably shouldn't have bought that. But in the end, after driving it, they turn out fun. They kind of win you over, and I'm hoping this does that. It is a good looking little thing. I really kind of dig the looks of this guy. It looks nice. So will it hold up? Is it fast? Does it run well? Is it durable? We're going to go find all that out. And I want to thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.